Today we will be using dependency injection within the people list view model to retrieve the JSON data from the web service and then call the people list view model from the content view to display the user interface as shown on the screen here. So that's what we're doing today. Within your SwiftUI project, create another SwiftUI view and name it people list view model. So how we do this, we need to click on the control key and then left click on the mouse, click on new file, and then now we have to create a new class. So select Swift file, click on next, and then give the file name the following name, which is people list view model. And then we need to create our class, which is called people list view model. Class people list view model colon observable object, and the reason for using the observable object because we want the class to observe for any changes that are happening. Create another variable which is a publish variable, so just type in @publish var people view model equals people view model. So the purpose of that is to create an array of people view models. And then the next thing we need to do is to create a web service protocol variable. Let web service protocol and then we need to create an init method, initializer or constructor. So it's init web service protocol self web service equals to web service. And this is how we initialize a view model with a web service dependency. As you can see, the web service is being sent to the initializer, and then when it's sent to the initializer, it contains the actual data to create a new instance of the web service. The next thing we need to do is to create another initializer to initialize the view model with an array of people. It's people. And then to store or assign the array into the people's array, we need to type the following, which is self dot people equals people dot map people view model dot init. Line 22, so what that does, it maps the array of the raw people object to an array of people view model objects using the people view initializer. So what it's really doing is going through each of the objects of people, and it's populating the objects of people with the values that's coming from the web service. So each attribute of people will contain, for example, the ID attribute will contain a JSON value for ID and title and name. Because this can be done many ways, or we could do it using a loop, as in going through the actual loop, the people loop, and then appending the actual data onto the people array. But doing it this way is much more quicker and cleaner as well. Spelled people wrong, so there should be an O there. The initializer, I think there's an error on the initializer. Oh, it's because we need to initialize the web service property. So just type in self dot web service equals to mock web service. And the mock web services that will be used later when we do unit testing. And the next thing we need to do is to create another method that's called populate people. So just type in function populate people async throws people view model, and then just type in do, and then within the catch block type in catch any errors. To display any errors, just type in print error, and then to throw any errors, just type in throw error. And the throw error just throws the errors to the pooling function, just waiting for it. Next thing we need to do is use the web service property to fetch the people asynchronously. So just type in let fetch people equals try await web service fetch people asynchronous or sync. So what that does, it fetches the actual JSON payload from the web service. Return fetch people dot map people view model init. Yeah, line 31. It returns an array of people to the calling routine or variable or function that's waiting for the populate people function to be completed, to complete the processing. Just compile it, just make sure it compiles. So the next thing we need to do is within the content view, we need to declare our people list view model. So to do that, on line 11, just type the following, which is at state object private var people list view model, so people list view model. And what that does, it declares a property wrapper to create and manage an instance of the people list view model. On lines 23 to 28, we can delete that because we're not using previews. And then after line 11, just type the following in it. And then within the init, the initializer, we type the following: let web service equals web service. Self dot underscore people list view model equals state object wrapped value people list view model web service web service. For line 16, what that does, it initializes the people list view model using the web service. The at state for the state object property wrapper ensures that the view model persists across the view updates. Next thing we need to do, we need to display the list of people from the JSON array onto the actual user interface. So to do that, we need to delete lines 21 to 27 and then just create a list people list view model dot people. So going through the people's array of the view model object ID. So create a unique ID so we can loop through the array. Person in within the closure. Stack alignment dot leading spacing 10 text person title dot font dot headline for some formatting. Text person, so it's text person dot name. So within the list we will display the title of the person, the name of the person, and then after line 27 just type in dot task, because it's asynchronous. Do self dot people list dot people try await people list VM dot populate people. So it calls the populate people method from the view model, and then returns the array into the people object. We need equals then. And then next thing we need to do is have a catch block. Type in catch, and then print any errors that might happen. Fail to populate people. And then let's compile it. Let's now run it to see if it works. So if it works, we should see a list of people. I think there's something wrong with the JSON. There's a message. The given data was not valid, which is here. So that must be to do with the decoder within the where's the decoder? Yeah, within the people.swift file. So let's look at that now. I had to restart Xcode, but now it seems like it's working. So as you can see, the JSON data is now displayable on the list using dependency injection with some MVVM. Next week, we'll be implementing unit tests within the application. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.